The car market is in crisis, and so is America's middle class. Even with the scenario of crashing used car prices, the cost of a vehicle remains out of reach for most middle-income households. A new study reveals that new cars, which were once a symbol of middle-class strength, can now only be afforded by affluent Americans. Adding to the problem, interest rates have increased by almost $7,000 on average for car loans since 2017, while the price of new cars has risen by a staggering $14,000. Despite median wages growing by a mere $1,000, the auto industry's big names, including executives from Toyota and Nissan, acknowledge that although some vehicle prices may drop, cars will remain expensive for middle-class families. Prices will never return to the levels seen in 2020. In today's video, we will delve into the reasons why owning a car is becoming a distant dream for millions of American workers. We have a lot to cover. But before we proceed, we kindly ask you to support our work with a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. For generations, a shiny new car in the driveway represented middle-class prosperity and success. Americans rely on their cars for various daily activities. However, the cost of a new car no longer aligns with the economic reality of the typical American family. Stagnant wages, inflation, high interest rates, and artificially suppressed car inventories all contribute to the problem. The average monthly payment for a new car has reached a record $777, nearly double what it was in 2019. Meanwhile, used car prices have climbed to an average of $544 per month. Financial experts recommend following the 1/10 rule, which suggests spending no more than 10% of your gross annual income on the purchase price of a car. With the average price of a new vehicle in the U.S. now at $50,000, only households earning $500,000 or more can afford to buy a new car in 2023. The average income for middle-class workers has only seen a modest increase, rising by a mere $1,386 during the same period. This means that car prices are rising almost 14 times faster than incomes. As a result, many people are borrowing more and opting for longer loan terms to finance their car purchases. In the first quarter of this year, more than 86% of new cars were bought with financing, with the average loan amount reaching a staggering $41,000. However, longer-term loans carry more risks, as borrowers end up paying more for the car overall and face the possibility of owing more than the car is worth. Unfortunately, while used car prices have declined at the wholesale level, consumers have not seen car dealerships lowering sales prices at the same pace. This indicates that dealers are hoarding profits. Despite the decline in wholesale prices, the average monthly payment for used cars remains too high for middle-income earners. Over the past 6 years, car prices have risen by $14,000, while the average income of middle-class workers has only increased by $1,386. As a result, millions of buyers who purchased their vehicles in recent years will find themselves facing mounting debt while the value of their cars depreciates rapidly. This is particularly concerning as used car prices are crashing hard. One example is Cersei Saunders, a 48-year-old single dad from Pittsburgh. After his 2006 Acura TL's transmission failed, he took out a $17,000 loan to buy a 2016 Honda Accord. However, he couldn't find one for less than $25,000 and is now considering models that are over a decade old. Saunders' situation reflects the challenges faced by millions of households across the U.S. Although wholesale prices of used cars have dropped by almost 49%, car dealerships have only reduced prices by 22.04% during the same period, indicating that dealers are maximizing profits. The average price of a used car now stands at approximately $27,000, with an average monthly payment of $544. However, this is still too high for middle-income earners. Historically, the average new car payment in the U.S. has been around $400 a month and $300 for used cars. This aligns with what the typical American household can afford while meeting other major expenses. But since November 2019, the average car payment has continued to rise, far exceeding what middle-class households can comfortably afford. Today, the average American middle-class household can only afford a car payment of around $400 a month. With the current average monthly payment nearly double that amount, the new vehicle market remains heavily skewed toward the most affluent buyers. The affordability crisis extends to the used vehicle market as well. Domestic automakers have stopped building compact cars in the U.S. due to their inability to generate profits from them. This means that cheaper car models, which were once accessible options, are disappearing, leaving more Americans priced out of the car market entirely. The car market in America is in crisis, and the middle class is struggling to afford vehicles. Stagnant wages, high prices, and declining car values have made car ownership out of reach for many. The affordability crisis is worsened by dealerships hoarding profits and the shift towards more expensive electric vehicles. Ordinary Americans are burdened with debt while facing limited options for affordable cars. We look forward to reading your comments. And thank you very much for watching.